Hello. Hi everyone. Good morning. So guys, as part of the today's session, we are gonna study a brief overview on an embedded expression and of course, how exactly we are gonna use these embedded expressions in a JSON and as well as an XML also we are gonna study. So what exactly these embedded expressions are? Basically, these are some expressions that can be processed in a text elements, basically either in a text or in a JSON body or in a response body. If at all you wanna validate it, we will be using this particular chunk. Okay, so let us see a simple example. So here, if you see right now, this is a JSON input, right? Here you are passing a name. What I can do is I can define a variable. In that particular variable, I can define this particular value, and in the runtime, instead of passing this value here, I can refer to the value present in that particular variable. So consider that in this example, I'm giving a input name as a Surendra. Consider that input name as a Surendra. So in the runtime, instead of passing here as a Surendra directly, I want to pass a input name here. But you can't directly call input name here. Your Karate won't recognize that. That's the reason we are using these embedded expressions basically in Karate so that it can retrieve that particular value. The syntax for this particular one is dollar open braces the variable name that you are defining, close the braces. That's it, guys. This is a simple syntax that you need to follow. Okay, fine. Okay, revert back these changes. So what I'm gonna do right now is let me create a new feature file, new feature file, and I'm naming it as feature. I'm just creating the feature. Delete all unnecessary content. And I just want to go with this post. Okay. So copy this post entry, update here, and on the top, feature, validate embedded expressions. Okay, validate these embedded expressions. Okay, that's fine. I'm just dealing with this particular stuff. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is, so here, uncomment this scenario. And this time, as part of this scenario, using expression. Okay, as part of this scenario, I don't want to read the data from here. Okay, so here, this request, in this particular request, let us pass the request directly here. So copy this JSON syntax, put it here, and try to get it in a single line. So here, let me put this one, and I grabbed this line into this one. Okay, so this is what the request is basically. In the request, you are passing this name. So what I want to do is I just want to store it into a variable and I want to call that particular variable here. So here, then def emp name is equal to Surendra Jagannatham. So I have defined this particular one. So here I don't want to use this one directly. So the syntax is dollar open braces, close the braces, variable name. And of course, this should be passed in a single quotes as a name argument. I'm just passing this one. So this is an embedded expression basically. So what we are doing in the runtime with this expression, your Karate understand that, okay, I need to get the value from the EMP name. Whichever the value is there in the EMP name, substitute here. So when I run my program right now, see basically the request, it should be EMP name that could be substituted with a Surendra Jagannatham. See here, the name is Surendra Jagannatham got entered as an input. Okay, so this is about the way how exactly we are using these expressions in an JSON. How can I use these expressions in an XML also? So that's the reason I'm copying one of my previous example that it is related to XML. Uncomment the whole chunk. Okay, uncomment the whole chunk. So what I want to do right now is whichever the single author information is there, I just want to get that single author information. I don't want all these chunks. Okay, I don't want all these chunks. This is the URL and this is an XML. Let me try to hit the URL and see what exactly the response that we are getting. Okay, if you see the console, okay, if you see the console, the response that you have is, see, within the XML, you have a hash and it has an ID and all the details related to this particular user. Copy it, come back to your editor, put it in this chat, in this here itself. So what I can do here is, this is my name. Okay, I know this is the name. So copy this name here, then def author name is equal to, put that name. So what I want to do is I just want to validate in my response whether this author name is there or not, and print response dot, in the response you have a hash, basically hash dot, it has a name. Basically, let me try to print this particular name first. Okay, let me delete all these logics, and I just want to see whether response dot hash dot name is printing the name value or not. Let us cross check it. So I'm just trying to execute this particular stuff, and let us see the print. Okay, this is printing that value. Now the only thing that I can do here is, instead of a print, I can use a match a keyword, and this should be matched with the author name that we are giving. But this is not the way how I need to give. So the way that we need to give is dollar open bracket this variable name, as we are using for comparison, basically, right? So you just need to surround it with a single quotes. Perfect. So whatever the value that you have in this particular variable should match with this name. So when I run this script right now, it should execute successfully. Let us see the result right now. Yeah, perfect. My script is fast. Right now, what I'm doing means, wantedly, I'm changing my name to Surendra Lebi. And when I run my scenario this time, then author name that we are getting from the response is not the same that we are giving. So that's the reason your script should fail. Basically, the equal to is failed and your overall scenario got a fail. Okay, so this is the way how exactly you can define these embedded expressions and how exactly you can use it in your code base. Okay, good. Done the deal. See you again in the next session with the further examples. Thank you. Bye bye.